Okay, so I'm going to help you on these sentences. So I'm assuming it's this. Yeah, it has to be because that's all there is. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can diagram these sentences. Okay, so Buck didn't read the newspapers or journals. Okay, so I'm going to have to type this over here so I'll have it. So I should have already had that done and I didn't. Okay, so Buck didn't, and I would paste and copy, but it won't let me for some reason. Buck didn't read the newspapers or journals. I just read this book. Is it or journals? Okay. And I cannot stand that to be read. It is just not good. Okay. Let's make it a hair bit bigger. All right, so what I like to do is label it first. Label the sentence. It helps me. Okay, so first let's find the verb. Now remember this contraction, not, because that stands for the O that's not there. So nt or not is not part of the verb, even though it's connected to part of the helping verb. It is not. Okay, because this is actually did not. It's two words. Not is always an adverb. Okay, so we're going to underline twice the verbs. So did read. Okay, this word is an adverb. Did not read. So the verb is did read. Who or what did read? Buck. That's our subject. Okay, so did read is an action verb. So let's see if we can find a direct object. Okay, so Buck did read who or what? Newspapers, journals. This word right here is a conjunction. Remember, and, but, or. Anytime you see those three, that you know that's your hint that there's a compound something. It might be a compound subject or a compound verb or a compound direct object or whatever. So in this sense, it's a compound direct object. So we're going to label this as DO. And this is DO. Now the rest of these words, these small words like not, which is an adverb, the, which is an article, which is a special adjective, and or is a conjunction. Those are little ones. We don't have to do those. Okay, so let's go ahead and diagram. So we have one subject and we have one verb, but we have compound direct objects. So we're going to draw it like this. Okay, so subject, verb, and then direct object. Remember, direct object has this. But since we have compound, we're going to go up and over. It is so hard to draw straight lines on this thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and place it. That's our subject. So Buck is our subject. Verb is did. I don't know if I can fit it. Did read. Now, what do we do with not? Remember, not is an adverb that goes with did. So it would be, and we don't put not, we put what it is. It's nt. It's nt. Okay. And then we're going to put the direct objects over here. Here's our line showing that we have direct objects. Newspapers. I'm just going to put news, dot, 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 and journals. All right, and then those little words, the is an article that goes with newspapers, and or is our conjunction, which is hard to write. There we go. Does that make sense? Okay. Make sure you have that written down. If you don't, you might want to pause it and jot it down. Okay. Alrighty. Let us go to the next one. Okie dokie. Let's see what that's. Whoa, that's too big. Okay, let's see what the sentence is over here. It is men had found, I can't remember all, men had found a yellow medal, and were rushing out. Do you know what the yellow medal was? Gold. All right. It's a great book, but it's got a few bad words in it, and I wasn't real fond of that. I thought I had read it in high school, but it did not ring a bell. I know I did a report over Jack London, but I guess I must have read White Fang. Okay. Men had found a yellow medal and were rushing out. First, let's label the sentence. Okay, so let's look for a verb. Okay, here's and, so that's a clue. So had found and were rushing. No, yes, were rushing. Were rushing. Yes, I believe that's right. Okay, let's label it that way. Let's check it and make sure. Yeah. Had found is our verb. And were rushing. Okay. Who or what had found and were rushing? Men. Okay. These are both action. So we got to see if they might both have a direct object, but we'll see. So men had found who or what? Medal. That's our direct object for had found. Okay. So men were rushing who or what? There's no other direct object. This doesn't answer that. This actually is an adverb because it answers where. Okay, this is an adjective because it's telling which medal. This is our conjunction. It's conjoining our two verbs. And then just like and the are special adjectives called articles. Okay, so let us do this. So we have one subject and we have two verbs. Okay, so we'll have to do it with compound verbs. So this way. I always like it when they do these for you. Okay. Subject goes over here. Okay. Our first verb is going to go here. Okay. Second verb, we can go ahead and put that, and then we'll fill in all those little words. I'm just going to put were rush. Okay. Men had found. Now this is a direct object, so that means this one up here has a direct object, which is okay. Now these two adjectives describe metal. So they are going to go under there. Remember, the adjectives go under, and so do the adverbs, whatever they modify or describe. Okay. Okay, now, and we need to put our conjunction. I'm just going to put a symbol for and. And then were rushing out is an adverb because it answers where. Okay? All right, so make sure you write that down. I hope this is making some more sense. It's really difficult to get these diagramming these sentences. But once you get it, it's like riding a bike. You'll understand it for the most part. I still have to look back myself sometimes, so I'm not a master at it. I got a new coffee pot all ready for Christmas from Stuart, and it makes the best coffee ever. It's wonderful. Okay, let's see if we can do another one. Yeah, let's see. Put this here. Okay. All right, let's check the next sentence. The prospectors wanted strong and heavy dogs. Okay. Woo. All right. Let me get that color off of there. Okay. Let's first label. Now, if you want to try to label it yourself, go ahead. And then you can see, you know, as you go along, if you get it right, or if you want to pause it and do it. And then I'll check it with you, just however you want to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. All right. So first we're going to label our sentence. Okay. The prospectors wanted strong and heavy dogs. Wanted is a verb. Okay. And there's no other verbs. Okay. Who or what wanted? Prospectors. Now this is action. So we'll look for a direct object. Prospectors wanted who or what? They wanted dogs. So this is your direct object. These are adjectives that modify dogs. And that and is a hint that these two are compound. So you have compound adjectives. All right. So let's see if we can label it. You might want to pause it and see if you can do it yourself. All right. So we have one subject. We have one verb. So this is an easy sentence. One line. Your subject goes here. I'm just going to put PRO. Prospectors goes here. The is an article, which is a special adjective that modifies that. Okay, our verb is wanted. And we have a direct object. So remember, direct object goes like this. And we have dogs. Okay, now strong and heavy. All right, so we're going to, I think, strong and heavy. Let's see how they did that. Oh, yeah, okay, they conjoined them this way. I've seen that done before. I've never done it that way. Okay, so we have strong. It's never showed us how to do that. Okay, so strong and then heavy. And since these are compound adjectives, then they put it together. They put their conjunction right there, conjoining those. So I guess you just put it wherever, whatever your conjunction is joining, that's where you put it between there. Okay? Alrighty. Let's see here. Let us see how many we have left. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of them left. All right. They didn't always buy dogs. Let's do that one next. They didn't always buy dogs. Okay. Okie dokie. I don't know why I have this habit of making that turn black always. I don't know. I just do. It's just one of those things. Okay. Now, if you want to do this on your own first, pause it. And when you're finished, you can turn it back on and see if you got it right. All right. So our verb is did buy. Okay. Now, not is an adverb. Always is an adverb because it answers when. Okay? Remember way back when we were learning adjectives and adverbs, we learned what questions they answer. And adverbs answer when. So not and always, these are both adverbs. Okay? Now, did buy is action. Well, they is our subject. So who or what did buy? They. So then we have to look for a direct object. Now remember, not every sentence with an action verb is going to have a direct object, but most of them do, but not all. So they Did by who or what? Dogs. That's going to be our direct object. Okay? So if you haven't already diagrammed this sentence, why don't you pause it since we've labeled it and go ahead and diagram it and then turn it back on and I'll diagram it and you can see if you got it right. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so our subject is they. And then did by. And then dogs is our direct object. Okay, got all the big things put where they go. So let's go ahead and put the little ones. Okay, so they. Okay, so not or nt goes with this. Always tells when they bought or didn't buy. Okay, and that's it. So these words modify the verb because the not goes with did and always tells when they did not buy. So these are adverbs. That was pretty easy sentence. All right, let's see what we have left. They crassly and dishonestly stole Buck. Okay. If you haven't figured it out, Buck's the dog. Unless you've read it. You may have read it before. I don't know. All right. Of course, first we're going to label it. Now, if you want to pause it and see if you can do it, and then turn it back on and I'll do it and see if you got it right. All right. So our verb is stole. Who or what stole? They. This is action. So they stole who or what? Buck. That's your direct object. Now, crassly and dishonestly. Here's your conjunction. But what kind of words are these? Did you say adverbs? They're adverbs. Okay. One way you can tell is because they end with ly. That's just kind of a sometimes trick that works. Doesn't always work. But they tell, the ones that end in ly, they tell how it happened. How the verb happened. So the verb is stole. So how did they steal? Crassly and dishonestly. That's why they're adverbs. Okay, so we should, ooh, I don't want to do that in red. No way, Jose. Okay. All right, so they, and then stole is your verb, and Buck is your direct object. Crassly and dishonestly is they modify what word? Stole. Those are kind of long words, so I'm not going to write them. So it's crassly and dishonestly. And remember how they did on the other one? They're going to conjoin those with your conjunction. I'm just going to put the symbol and stole Buck. Okay? All right, so here's what we're going to do. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 left. I really would like to see if you could do those yourself, since I know this one's a little bit longer, but don't let those long ones fool you. Sometimes those are the easiest ones. So anyway, if you would, go ahead and pause it and work through these last 5. Okay, and then what I'll do is when you turn it back on, I'll flip over to the answer page and let you look at those again and see how well you did on those. Okay, let us see. Now, right here is where we left off. Let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so this is the one we just left off on. Now is an adverb that tells when. Okay. Okay. So if you're still struggling with these and you still need some help, do not worry with it. It's not something that you pick up on. This takes a long time to, a lot of practice to get this. So, but if you still are just completely oblivious and don't understand it, please let me know. I will be more than happy to work through more of these with you, okay? All right, I hope this helped.